provide access to finance is very critical. Then you go to the other pillar, social services. Very interesting. We have hospitals, we have schools, we have places of worship, we have whichever. All of these are integrated. Then you go to mindset change. Very interesting. Do you know that really the problem of Uganda is not that we don't have resources, Chirabo. Uganda is a very rich country. We have minerals. You saw the other day, President was launching a cement factory. Where? In Moroto? You saw. So, what don't we have in this country? We are on, the problem is attitude. So this is where it says, work on the attitude. So that instead of having that negative attitude, let's have the positive attitude and move forward. Then look at the other pillars. Look at the management, the parish-based management information system. Look at the governance and administration. In summary, we shall look at PDM like that. Then we are looking at Emyoga. Very interesting also. Because here you are looking at skills. So that one is very interesting and very good. So we shall also, during the meeting on Thursday, we shall have the implementing team of a Myoga program coming in to share with us so that we see how do we integrate a Myoga programs within the general cooperative movement.
Well, Ivan, I have a number of messages, and sorry to cut you short, but let's try to see how we can look at a number of them. Gone are the days where cooperative societies supported our forefathers. Until now, when some people who think they are more Ugandans than others killed them out. There should be integration of all failed government socio-economic programs such as UWEP, YLP, Myoga, PDM, etc. The fund pit is different. Cooperatives in different regions, and this time they should be narrowed to sub-county. Thank you for your message. Now, GMU, in the early years of cooperatives, officials were genuine. Unlike to date, greed and selfishness. Lumango Isaac, Njeru Municipality. Then another one. I do agree with Ivan on what he is putting forward with regard to cooperative, except for the statement that we are poor. Leaders in Africa should stop using this statement while referring to our people. In Uganda, one has his land bought using hard-earned money in cash. One pays rent in cash. One buys food, clothing, etc. in cash. And we call such people poor. Well, the message is a bit longer. Let's just leave it at that. Then Jamal from Koboko, I'm really enjoying the discussion. I wish this discussion should be moved forward and reach to all places like Koboko so that I can be part and parcel of this movement. Thank you. Thanks for the show. I'm Ivan. Thanks for the show. Mr. Ivan, cooperatives is the only way to revive the country's economy. Aluta continua, he says, continue with the struggle. Thanks for the program. Then, please let's keep these messages short. When they are so long, it's hard to have them through. Talk about a loan given by a border rider in Uganda, whereby someone is given a motorcycle with the cost of 5.2 million amount, and he has to pay about 150 a day, and even they charge you for SACCO. So many. Kindly remind Mr. Asimwe that this is a CAIP project in Chiria. No, this is quite. Well, most of the people are agreeing with we need to have strong cooperatives, but some doubt integrity of how we will move forward.
Thank you so much. I really want to thank the viewers.
None disagrees with you.
Even if they really disagreed, it's okay, you know it is better to disagree, but finally you agree. But I'm so happy that Ugandans really want cooperatives because they know what cooperatives did to this country and what it is outside there. I want to begin by telling my friend that when you talk of poor, maybe let me ask you, what does the word poor mean? I wish I could get this man and we discuss the word poor. The word poor means passing on opportunities repeatedly. That's the meaning of the word poor. Poor does not mean a person who cannot get food. No. Poor means that you continue to pass on opportunities repeatedly. Let me tell you this. Do you know that we grow coffee here in Uganda? You export your coffee to Switzerland, and they process your coffee, return it back to Uganda as Nescafe. The kilogram that you sold them at 10,000, you buy it at 160,000. That is being poor. Because you are passing on your coffee to someone who is seated enjoying life, not suffering like you, a farmer. But at the end of the day, the same coffee is coming back at a very high price. He's making money for you continue to be poor. That is the word poor. That's what it means.
You're passing on opportunities repeatedly.
Repeatedly. That's the meaning of the word poor. Not, I don't mean this. That's the meaning. So, my friend, that's the meaning of the word poor. So, we need to change this mindset. Instead of exporting, I'm happy when you had the president emphasizing the issue of value addition. But possibly where we could do, in fact, we would be looking at as a government. We would be looking at how can we now empower these Ugandans through their cooperatives to start processing coffee here. Instead of exporting raw coffee, we rather export a finished product such that we also export our coffee at 160,000 per kilogram. You make more money, Uganda will develop. I will tell you, that's why I say Uganda was, God was fair enough that he gave us everything. But I think we have not really bothered to use the resources that we have to transform this country.
Well, Ivan, time is moving forward. I'll just read one interesting message. Ivan is brilliant and understands cooperatives better. I'm really enjoying that program. If I had authority, I would appoint him PS, above which ministry. But anyway, well, the messages are so many. I think people have memories and really are eager. Now, as we move out of here, we've talked about the National Consultative Meeting that is going to be happening on Thursday. But Friday, then, what is there?
Oh, thank you. Now, on Friday, we shall have the annual general meeting for Uganda Cooperative Alliance. This is where all the unions in the country, cooperative unions, and the area cooperative enterprises will be convening in their annual meeting to discuss, deliberate, and then come up with resolutions that will be implemented in the next financial year. So it will be held at Silver Springs Hotel Bugorobi on Friday this week, the general meeting. So we shall begin with the National Cooperative Consultative Meeting and then end with the annual general meeting. So I call upon all cooperators, please, let's come together. It is our role to transform this country. I tell you, this country is very rich. Just lastly, you talked about cooperatives helping our people. Have you ever heard a story where someone said that the people of Kigezi are vegetables? Have you ever heard that statement? Hey, you live here in this country. Okay. So what happened? You know, in the olden days, when you see, that's why most Bachiga educated. Yes, most Bachiga educated. Why? They were supported by Kigezi Vegetable Growers Cooperative Union. It was a very strong union in Kabale, covering the entire Kigezi. Kabale, Rukunjiri, Kanungu, Chisoro, Rubanda, and Ruchiga. All those districts, it was covering it. So, in other words, farmers would get seedlings, the seed for the vegetables. You know, Kabale produces high quality vegetables in the country. So, afterwards, because of the organic vegetables, they got a market in Russia, in America. And they wanted these vegetables to be taken there when they are still fresh. So their challenge was transporting these vegetables from Kigezi to Entebbe and then they are thrown out of the country. By the time they would reach here, remember by then, we didn't have good roads that we have today. So it would take a vehicle like 3 days from Kabale to here. So His Excellency, by then Idi Amin, goes to Kabale. So these farmers present their case that, you know what, Your Excellency, our problem is transporting our vegetables fresh to the market. So what do you want? We want an airstrip. So in his message, he says, the people of Kigezi are vegetables. So he's reminded somewhere that, no, you made a mistake. You forgot the word growers. He said, no, pilot, go back. People were still in the... So he went back and then he said, vegetable growers. So immediately they constructed an airstrip in Kabale so that they would load these vegetables in a plane, and the plane would take them directly to the market. So they had ready market for their vegetables. Wow. You have never heard that story?
I've just heard of it today.
So that was the strength of, I've just given you one example. Go to Nyakatonzi. If you have ever been to Kasese, Nyakatonzi was a giant in Kasese. They supported many people because it was in cotton. Even up to now, you go there and look at their factory.
Well, Ivan, the good old days and, of course, the power of cooperatives is what Ivan and many Ugandans believe is the way to go. I have to let you go. And, of course, can you use a minute for your parting shot?
Yeah, thank you. I really want to thank UBC. I want to thank the viewers. You have heard by themselves.
So many.
This is my kind request to the government of Uganda. This is my kind request to His Excellency the President. Let us continue the struggle of supporting cooperatives. Let us bring all Ugandans. Let us educate them, because we need to educate Ugandans. We have heard that Uganda is a very beautiful, very secure. We have security. Very secure. We can now do our businesses. This is the right time for us to take off and go to the next level. Everything is here. Let's consolidate everything. Let us love. Let's have the passion for cooperatives. Ugandans, this is the right time to move this country forward. I thank you. I thank everybody.
Well, thank you so much, Ivan Asimwe, who is the General Secretary, Uganda Cooperative Alliance. Let's embrace this movement. I'll leave you with Ruben to take you through sports updates. See you in the next hour. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
UBC is the national public broadcaster. We educate, inform, entertain, and inspire our audiences. You can watch us on free-to-air channel 001, DSTV channel 282, GoTV channel 371, Star Times channel 201, Zuku TV channel 20, and Azam TV channel 350. Even when your subscription